Hi, I'm Adam, here for Stentor Media, and this is gold, 1 ounce to be exact. Now, that's approximately 1,400 American dollars in today's market. In the past decade, gold has proven to be a very solid investment. While gold is up 400% since Y2K, the American dollar hasn't done so well. The dollar is down nearly 40%. So why is gold a good investment? Let's look back at history. Humans for the past 5,000 years have used gold as a trusted storage of value and a means of trade. The Egyptians even once regarded gold as having links to the powers of the sun god Ra. Thousands of years later, gold has continued to be recognized as the prominent global currency, as most of the world's countries have minted gold coins in the form of bullion. As the mainstream media points out, most financial analysts are liking the idea of gold as a safe haven for investors. But many others are also touting that buying equity in gold mining stocks is the best bang for your buck as an investment strategy. Stentor Media wants to take you inside the rapidly developing story about a Canadian company in the advanced exploration stages of developing the Hariqah gold project in the country of Yemen. The company is Cantex Mine Development, traded on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol CD. We are here in beautiful Kelowna, British Columbia. And down there, in that vibrant, fast-growing city, lives a man who is very well known for his valuable discoveries. Kelowna is home to Chuck Fipke, a modern-day explorer famous for his discovery of Canada's first ever diamond mine, the Hariqah diamond mine. Stentor Media takes you up close and personal with Chuck Fipke and his exploration staff to give you an extensive look into the Hariqah gold project. The Hariqah gold project was discovered in 1996 as a result of a massive geochemical survey conducted by Chuck Fipke's Cantex on 55,000 square kilometers of region in northwestern Yemen. The breakdown of the project is like this. Cantex Minerals retains 100% interest and is also in charge of the operations. Cantex is made up of some of the most highly advanced geotechnical specialists in the world today. They essentially are responsible for the development and operations of advancing the project on site. Familiar names from the Cantex camp are notably Chad Ulansky, President and CEO, and none other than Chuck Fipke, the company's chairman. We are very pleased to be able to sit down with the key players on the technical staff behind the Hariqah gold project. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and the gold discovery in Yemen?
I've been a geologist or in geology for roughly around 20 years now. Started off, the first project that I worked for was actually with Chuck, and that project led to the discovery of the Hariqah diamond mine. My name's Chad Ulansky. I'm the President and CEO of Cantex Mine Development. We're a company that was formed back in 1996. And the company was really formed around exploring a region that had previously been unexplored, and that was in northwestern Yemen.
And the geology was similar to Nevada, actually. You had a situation where you had, a lot of marine carbonate rocks intruded by acid intrusions and volcanics that carried gold, arsenic, antimony, and was popping through this sedimentary package. We got this package, and I made with just like a little postage stamp with the coordinates on, and so it looked like a little tiny piece of land. But when you got the coordinates and put the coordinates to it, it was actually 54,000 square kilometers. We did a deal, and it actually went right to the president of Yemen.
Chuck Fipke and yourself are the people directly associated with the discovery of North America's first diamond mine, the Hariqah diamond mine. With over 45 million carats of diamond produced, Hariqah has led Canada to becoming one of the world leaders in diamond production. How does it feel to have a similar discovery on your hands with the Hariqah gold project?
For those that don't know, Hariqah was Canada's, and North America's for that matter, it was the first diamond mine, and it is a major mine. It's currently producing about 5% of the world's diamonds by value. So 1 in 20 is coming from the mine that Chuck found. And it was Chuck's discovery of Hariqah wasn't merely due to luck or hard work. Certainly those were involved, but really was due to the application of some high-level proprietary science. And it's been the application of those same principles and working with that science that really has led us to the success that we've had in Yemen. It's fantastic. I mean, to be able to be involved with the discovery of one of the world's largest diamond mines, and then leading into a significant gold discovery at the Hariqah deposit. I mean, who can ask for more?
We prospected the whole 54,000 square kilometers. We collected, I think it was about 8,500 10, 12 kilo heavy mineral samples. Flew them all back, processed them. We ended up finding Hariqah. We're drilling a total of 162 holes, and then we're doing a pre-feasibility study because there's spectacular gold in the property. We could definitely take the eyes out of it and mine it now, but we want to check to make sure we can develop it into a larger scale mine rather than just pick the high-grade sections out. And so that's what we're doing now.
When you compare the current drill results and the estimated gold resource of the Hariqah project, does it compare to existing or pre-existing open pit gold mines in other parts of the world?
I suppose the best comparison to the Hariqah deposit is the Sakai Barat mine, which is actually just north of Hariqah in Saudi Arabia. They actually had a lower grade than Hariqah. They were running about 1 gram a ton, whereas at Hariqah our average is around 1.65 grams per ton. And they successfully operated that mine for many, many years, extracted a lot of gold, and it was in very similar geologic conditions and in the same climate. And that bodes very well for Yemen. And one of the other strong points for developing a mine in Yemen is the extremely low costs.
In fact, across the border in Saudi Arabia, they heap leached a gold deposit that was just half our grade. I would actually think that we'd achieve much lower mining costs than even in Nevada, where it's just mined for a couple bucks a ton.
If you watch a lot of television, you see in the news the odd story about Yemen being possibly dangerous and full of terrorists. What are your thoughts? Is Yemen safe?
There is one really big problem working in Yemen, though. Everywhere you go, hey, everybody invites you for lunch. You'd never get any work done, So you have to say, "Oh, I've just eaten. I'm all full. I can't have any more." And that's the biggest problem. You're invited all the time for lunch, and well, actually, to be quite honest, Yemen's about the nicest place we've ever worked. The people are extremely friendly. The government is extremely supportive. They want us to find mines so that they can get jobs.
Yemen is a lot different from what most people perceive it to be. Most people, whenever they think of Yemen, all that we hear in the Western media is if you have Yemen in a news story, it's either a terrorist from there has just sent a bomb through to a synagogue in New York, or there's an Al-Qaeda stronghold someplace in the mountains. It's stories like these that people readily tie to Yemen, and I call that the CNN effect because, of course, that's what makes the news, and that's therefore controls our perceptions. But when you actually get on the ground in Yemen, it's completely the opposite.
How supportive has the government of Yemen been with helping Cantex and aiding the project into a major commercial gold producer?
One of the really strong pros for working in Yemen is really the support that we get from the government. I would actually put my neck out and say that the Yemeni government is even more supportive of developing the mining industry than Canada is. By way of example of how supportive the government is, Chuck actually had a meeting with the president of Yemen.
It was the president himself asked me if there's anything he could do to help. And I said, well, it's always nice to have roads, He built 2 roads. No asking or begging or negotiating or anything. He just went and did it.
And they've done an immense amount of blasting and road cutting, and it's a huge project that they've put in, and it goes right to our doorstep. It's fantastic, the level of support that we get in Yemen. It's great.
Now, the price of gold right now, breaking all records and up to just under $1,400 an ounce. With most analysts loving gold mining stocks as a long-term buy and hold item, You guys must be pretty excited about sitting on the Hariqah Gold Project.
Absolutely. The Hariqah deposit in Yemen is you know, it's fantastic. In many ways, I think that we're ideally timed. The market for gold is very strong at the moment, and I think in many ways we're actually coming into the perfect storm as far as gold is concerned. China is starting to face inflation. In Europe, you know, there's a multitude of sovereign debt crises that are happening. In the US, I mean, they've just unleashed the second round of quantitative easing, and all three of those are really going to result in inflation. And so we're looking at kind of inflation for the first time happening in pretty much every part of the world. And typically what happens during these inflationary times is that people look to another commodity to try and maintain their wealth. And what most people will move to is gold. As you pointed out, I mean, today the gold price is sitting, you know, just below $1,400 an ounce. So you can best believe that mining companies are doing their utmost to extract every ounce they can to enhance their profits.
We looked at it, you know, years ago, and it looked as if, you know, we could, you know, make a profit at, I think it was $650 an ounce. So, you know, now with it double that, there should be some good revenues in it.
Well, Chuck, your methodology and the techniques you've applied to the process of locating your many diamond discoveries around the world seems to be the key to your success. Is it true you've developed a new science in comparison, but used to discover large gold deposits?
Similar to diamond prospecting, we've done a lot of development for exploration for gold and base metals. So we analyze that for key pathfinder elements like arsenic, antimony, and lead. And so we analyze one concentrate for gold and then the other concentrates for the key pathfinder elements. And we developed this technique ourselves through study of doing orientation testing on was 17 known deposits in Nevada. And so we've used that research and that methodology successfully in Yemen to find Hariqah.
So I guess my next question is directly related to gold and its popularity as an investment right now. What do you see happening with gold in the near future?
You know, first off, for the first time, the Chinese government has allowed one of the funds in China to actually invest in exchange-traded funds, ETFs, on overseas markets. And they've actually authorized this one particular fund to purchase $500 million worth of ETFs overseas. And by way of comparison, what that $500 million equates to is roughly about 100 tons of gold. Things bode very well for the gold industry.
The major companies, hey, are just not finding the gold deposits that they could take over and to increase their reserve. They've been after them for you know, the last 4 or 5 years now, and everything has already been taken over. And there hasn't been a lot of companies out there that have actually gone and explored and found gold deposits. And there's going to be quite a demand, hey, for Hariqah, you know.
For more information on Cantex or the Hariqah Gold Project, please visit their official company website at www.cantex.ca. This has been an In the Spotlight with Stentor Media. I'm your host, Adam Scorgi. Thank you for watching.